Yeah. So in this chapter, I suggest you should make yourself a mind map, because this chapter is sometimes the contents are repetitive. Okay, they are repetitive sometimes, and yeah, it may make it kind of confusing. Okay, but for the first part, we are you know learning here. It's all about globalization, the reasons why there is globalization. Well, we know it already. Okay, the opportunities and the threats from globalization, right? Okay, uh, yeah, yeah, and also we have learned about, in globalization, so many different firms from different countries. Uh, they invest their businesses into different other countries, right? And that is because of the reason of globalization. Okay, and yeah, we discussed the business, the benefits of becoming an MNC, and also, we always have to think about, if there are MNCs, okay, investing in your country, what could be the benefits and what could be the limitations, or what could be the disadvantages. Okay, right, right. So let's get back to where we were on Monday. So on Monday, yeah, we were somewhere around here. Okay, so yeah, we talk about the business, the benefits becoming an MNC, quite similar to the benefits that you can get from globalization, and that's why I told you they are kind of repetitive. Okay, and yeah, and then we discussed the benefits when we have MNC invested in our country. So this is what we call to the host country, right? Because we have a home country, we have a host country. Okay, do you still remember what is what is a home country? When we talk about home country, what is it? Yeah, exactly. So what about host country? Anyone? Host country? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. Okay. All right. Yeah, home country. Okay, if you are an MNC, that's where you started your business. Host country, where you want to operate your business in some other countries. Okay, all right. So to those other countries, you see those the benefits right here. Okay, and yeah, of course, when we have benefits, there will be some drawbacks. Okay, so what do you think when it comes to drawbacks? Okay, to the host countries, what do you think MNC uh, uh, might do to them? Any any points? Yeah, exploitation, right? Of course, yeah, for sure, right? Yeah, exploitation for both workers and nature, right? Environment. Okay. Yes, some local employees they might lose their jobs because they are out of competition. Okay, but a local business, yeah, more competition, right, right, yeah, um, right. MNC may dominate the market, yeah, yeah, and can someone explain why there could be exploitation of workers and environment? Oh, less regulation. Yeah, that's good, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So when we think about this section here, okay, the host country, we always use developing country, okay, right, as a starting point, because that is way easier to think about the points. Okay, yeah, in those developing countries, they have less regulations, and that's why it attracts the MNCs to set up businesses into those countries, because is yeah, they have all kinds of benefits. All right, yeah, the costs are getting lower. Yeah, right. Yeah, and at the end, okay, you will see all those drawbacks to the host country itself. Okay. Any other disadvantages that you can think of? Yeah. Besides the more related to economics, what else do you think will affect the host country if there are too many MNCs? Okay, loss of culture. Yeah, that's true. And that is absolutely correct. Yeah, yeah, that is absolutely correct. Right? Think about it. Nowadays when you go out, okay, you don't see many small shops or local shops anymore. Right? Usually they are all, yeah, bad for local businesses. Right? Um, and yeah, that could be true as well. Okay, when you talk about you know the drawbacks to the host country, if you think, okay, deeper, then you will see, because the MNCs, they are so powerful, okay, yeah, and the government, they actually need the help of MNC to create jobs, to create output, okay, all kinds of economic benefits, and that is the reason why sometimes the MNC, they might control the government, okay, in a certain extent. Okay, they might force, okay, they might negotiate with the government, what kind of subsidies, what kind of rules that you should set up, otherwise I'm going to leave that country. Okay, so yeah, you will see that, okay, as well, right? Yeah, so many different reasons, but here, right, yeah, most of them you have told me already. Okay, increased competition, environmental damage, yeah, exploitation of labor, right? Yeah. Once again, this term here, what is it? Repatriation of profit. What does it mean? Repatriation of profit. Yeah, they send back the money. Right, exactly. They send back the money to home country, right? They yeah, it will be great for the host country. They are creating economic growth, right? But at the end, when they're earning your money, at the end they send all the money back to their country. Then you see an outflow of your money, right? Okay, so you know that's that's something really bad to the host country. Okay, when you're losing all the money, okay, they are leaving, overseas, right? uh, well, that could be true. Okay, yeah, that could be true. Depreciation when they, you know, yeah, yeah, that's the correct concept. Okay, but yeah, once again, do not. We try not to connect too much with economics. Otherwise, it's going to take ages to finish one chapter here. Okay, all right, yeah, but yeah, you have the right idea. Okay, all right. Yeah. So yeah, number five and number two, I believe they are quite similar. They are quite related to each other. No, no worries, no worries. I'm just saying. Yeah, we are about to finish everything, right? Yeah, since yeah, we can actually take it a bit slower, maybe. Well, maybe not, maybe not. I just want to finish everything, and then yeah, try to give you some different assessment, I guess. Okay, yeah. So yeah, let me finish it. All right. Okay. And yeah, number six. This is what you just said, right, Sarah? Loss of culture. Okay, right? Think about the lifestyle that you have right now, the culture you have right now, even food habit that you have right now. Okay, you are greatly affected by globalization. Okay, yeah. Nowadays, people, they like to eat Korean food a lot. Okay, that that deep fried chicken. Do you like that deep fried chicken shop? I forgot the name, but yeah. Anyway, you see, right? Okay, there will be some negative social impacts. Okay, and yeah, so when you think about the local shops, okay, the negative social impacts, you don't see them very often nowadays, right? Before, like 20 years ago, you would still see a lot of tuck shops, like small tuck shops, stationery shops. I'm not talking about those big MNC stationery shops like Muji and yeah, you name it. But the local stationery shops, yeah, they don't just sell stationeries. They sell toys and everything. Okay, but yeah, we don't see them very often nowadays. Okay, yeah. Before, just next to my house, there were like 3 to 4. Okay, 3 to 4. This kind of stationery shops. But now there's only one left. Yeah, so you can see, globalization is may not be good. Okay, for the local businesses, and for the culture, and for the local culture as well, right? Yeah, we are losing our own culture. Okay, this is something that we should treasure, right? Because yeah, they are the memories from generations to generations, and yeah, we are just losing them. Okay, and yeah, take a look of those very small local shops. Yeah, we don't see them very often. Yeah, when we are buying clothes nowadays. Okay, where will we go? You name it. Okay, all those fast fashion shops that we go. Okay, Uniqlo, H&M, Hollister, Sarah, yeah, all those shops. Okay, right? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you see negative social impact. Okay. Uh, yeah. So here just another summary in another perspective. Okay. So when you think about MNC, okay, globalization, right, to the host country. Okay. So here you can see a quick summary, okay, about the opportunities and threats to the host country when there is globalization, when there is MNCs coming into your country. Okay, so you just have to look at the red highlighted keywords. Okay, yeah, that will do, right? So think about the opportunities for the businesses in the host country. Of course, competition. That's one very ambiguous point there, because you can see for opportunity and threats to the businesses, okay, they are both about competition, right? On the good side, right, competition, they might force the local businesses to improve themselves, okay, to achieve cheaper costs, to achieve better quality, okay, to achieve better efficiency. That is good. But at the same time, competition might drive out those local firms, those very small local firms, which are a lack of competitiveness. Okay, yeah. So you see here, right? When you are revising, try to highlight the keywords, and yeah, it might give you a better, well, like a better direction. Okay, to remember the points. Okay, right. Okay, yeah, and also to the customers in the host country, right? The good thing is they have more choices, because now you have more MNCs operating in your business, operating in your country, right? But at the same time, you are losing your own culture. Yeah, like what we just said. Okay, all right. So you see here. Okay, yeah, there are pros and cons. Okay, and talking about the government, right? When there are so many MNCs coming into your country, of course there will be more job opportunities. Okay, so your employment, okay, your unemployment rate should be lower. Okay, and when you are able to create more jobs, when you have more businesses in your country, there should be higher tax revenues, right? Yeah, that makes sense. That makes total sense. Okay, yeah, more people, they have jobs, there are more companies earning profits, there'll be higher tax revenues. Okay, right? And at the same time, when those MNCs, they are coming into your country, they are sharing their experience with your people. They are sharing the knowledge. They're sharing the managerial skills with your country. And at the end, you are also improving because of them. Okay, right? And yeah, most importantly, we want to look at the economic growth. Okay, right? When output is going up. Okay, so here they are connected to the last chapter that you have learned, okay, about the economic objectives, okay, right, economic objectives, okay. But at the same time, you see, right, based on the points that we talked about just now, there will be some exploitation of both labor and environment, okay, because when we think about those developing countries, they have less regulations, okay, right? So yeah, you see here, it's just a summary, there's nothing new here, okay, yeah, but we are trying to put things in different orders and so that they have a different meaning, okay. So here you can see it from different stakeholders, okay, yeah, the opportunities and threats that they have when there are MNCs coming into the host countries. Okay, all right. So that's why, yeah, it will be great to make yourself a mind map. Make yourself a mind map to see what you have to know. Okay, in terms of the contents in this chapter. Okay, right? Because so many of them, they are quite repetitive. Okay, all right. Yeah. So that's it for globalization and MNCs. Okay, multinational companies. Okay, all right. Yeah. So let's go to well, but before that, yeah, once again, okay, before we go to the next part, okay, yeah, the second part, okay. So here's the question, okay. So what did Donald Trump do to intervene globalization? What did he do? Hey, okay, all right. Yeah, right. Trade protection, okay. Trade protection. Donald Trump, okay, he always did this, okay. But why? But why would Donald Trump, okay, why would Donald Trump try to intervene globalization? Yep. So I saw a very economic term right there. Okay, but like in general, right? When you are reading on news, when you are watching the news, what do you see? So why did why did he do it? For what reason? Yeah, it could be because of some political arguments or conflicts. But what is the major reason why Donald Trump they did he did something to intervene globalization. Yeah, those yeah, that's the slogan. But yeah, that is the main reason to make America great again. Okay, yeah, because when you talk about globalization, okay, competition is just too much, okay, and America is having in a huge disadvantage because of that, right? Yeah, think about all those other countries that are dumping their cheap goods and services into your country, okay, yeah, and you become very not competitive, and that is the reason why Donald Trump has to stop it. Okay, but what did he use to stop this? What did he use to intervene globalization? Right, tariffs. Okay, yeah. So what is tariffs or quotas? What are they? What are they? Can you give me a rough idea? So yeah, so tariffs. Okay, so tariffs basically, another tax on imported goods, right? Okay, so when you are trying to export your products to some other countries, and those other countries, when they have tariffs on you, then you will have to pay an extra tax before you can export your stuff to those countries. And for quota, right here, yeah, thank you for the answer. And for quota, it's about the number of exports that you can export to the country that imposed quotas to you. Okay, so this one is about the extra money that you have to pay for export, and this one is about the number that you can export. All right, to those countries they have imposed such trade barriers to you. Okay, you can sometimes you can call them trade barriers. Sometimes you can call them trade protections. Okay, they are the same. Okay, they are the same. All right, but trade barriers, just like what the words said. Okay, yeah, they are barriers. Okay, they are barriers to globalization. Right, when you think about the idea of globalization. Okay, it's all about international trade. It's all about the movement of different resources. Okay, yeah, it's all about having a free trade, right? When all the countries, they are able to sell and buy their goods and services. Okay, but when you have trade barriers, look, this is an intervention. Okay, right, to reduce the level of globalization. Okay, all right. So yeah, so these two trade barriers, they are all we need to know. All right, for econ students, there are 8 trade barriers. Okay, uh, yeah, okay, all right. So yeah, so this is to make America great again. So why would they do that? Yeah, because usually when they are using trade barrier, it's because globalization is damaging the local businesses and economy. Okay, so when you think about those drawbacks, okay, when we discuss them, they are the reasons why. They are the reasons why some governments, they have to use trade barriers. Okay, because yeah, globalization is not a good thing to them, right? Okay, it's destroying their country, and yeah, that's the reason why they have to use trade barriers like tariffs, quotas. Okay, to reduce that. Okay, to reduce the damage. Well, here I just put it S. Yeah, right. Okay, all right. Yeah. Okay. Taxes. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So yeah. All right. So trade barriers. Okay. And yeah, let's go to the next part. All right. So to the next part. Okay. Yeah. Once again, yeah. Look at the objectives. All right. And the econ student will be like, yeah, again. All right, yeah, exchange rate. Yeah, there you go. And yeah, that's all. It's just exchange rate. Okay, so this is the last part of this chapter. All right, yeah, but yeah, exchange rate. We all know what exchange rate is. Okay, and it's very unfortunate. Wait. What's that? Yeah, it's still chapter 26. Okay, it's still chapter 26. I'm just trying to split it in 2 parts. Okay, yeah, yeah, but you are still in the same chapter. All right, yeah. But when you talk about exchange rate, okay, yeah, you pretty much know everything about exchange rate. Is very unfortunate. That usually when you, okay, as a student, you finish your GCSE exam, the final one. Uh, so many of you will go for a graduation trip. Okay, but that is not going to happen for this year for sure. Yeah, there's no way you can do that for this year. It's pretty sad. Yeah. Usually, this is what the students they would do. You just find a few friends and then yeah, group together and go on traveling. Yep. Yeah, graduation trip, right? Well, yeah, you can do that when you graduate from IB as well. Okay, but since we have 2 public exams, this is what the students usually they would do, but not for this year. So I guess that's one of the regrets, okay, that you might have, right, for year 10. There's no grad trip, there's no prom. I don't know if that is still going on, the prom, not so sure about that. There's no final exam. That's bad. Okay, that's bad. Yeah, but it is something to remember. Okay, it's a special memory. Okay, because not every student can experience such, okay, thing. Okay, well, of course you don't want to experience this, right? But anyway, we just have to do what we can, right, in the current situation. Right. Okay, so yeah, exchange rate. Okay, if you are going to travel, then you need foreign exchange. Okay, right? And yes, take a look at this. So take a look at this man here, okay? A Chinese man who married a Vietnamese lady, okay, right? And he's being so generous, okay? He gave the parents from the Vietnamese girl $5 million as rat packet. Okay, that is so generous of him. Yeah, $5 million. Okay, like how many years should we work when we are when we are trying to get $5 million? Yeah, yeah, maybe. But you see here, look, when we are thinking about $5 million, there's one crucial element that we have to think of. Do you know what it is? Yeah, what currency? And here, the $5 million, what currency do you think they are talking about? Yeah, it's Vietnamese dong. Okay, so it's not really that much. Okay, so it is actually Vietnamese dong. Okay, so if you do the calculation, if you do the conversion, so 5 million of Vietnamese dong is just 1,700 of Hong Kong dollar. Okay, all right, yeah. So it's such a good way to impress your parents, okay, in law, because yeah, I'm giving you $5 million. Don't worry, I'm gonna take care of your girl. Yeah, you become so happy, but at the end, it's $5 million Vietnamese dong. That is sad. Okay, right? It's more like a scam right now. But anyway, so that is exchange rate. That is exchange rate right there. Okay, right? And if you want to be a trillionaire, you can do it. Okay, you just have to go to. Yeah, that was in the news. That was in the news. Yeah, that was in the news. Right. And if you go to Zimbabwe, okay, you can become a trillionaire just to okay, you just have to hold one note. Okay, one note. And that is the note. Look at that. See how many zeros that we have. See? Wow. 15 zeros. Yeah, 15 zeros in one note. Okay? It is happening in Zimbabwe. That is crazy. That is crazy. Okay, so you can easily become a trillionaire just by holding this note. Okay, but you can see, one Hong Kong dollar is equal to 46. Okay, $46 of Zimbabwe dollars. Okay, yeah. So when you do the conversion, yeah, this note here is still worth a lot. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure you cannot buy much things with $1 trillion. Okay, yeah. So this is what is happening to exchange rate, especially in the country like this. Okay, when they have notes like this. Okay, yeah. I don't know if you are aware of the news in Zimbabwe, but the currencies there, okay, they are not reliable at all. Okay, so the people there they prefer using U.S. dollars instead of the local currency. Yeah. So when you try to buy something with this note here, no one is going to care about you. Okay. They prefer U.S. dollar, even though we have a conversion here. Yeah, so one Hong Kong dollar to a 46. Yeah, Zimbabwe dollar. But that is not really the true conversion over there. Okay, that is not really conversion. Yeah. Well, yeah. This is sorry. This is 100 trillion. I'm sorry. Yeah, one. Yeah, 100 trillion. Okay, yeah. So it's even worse. Two more zeros, right? Oh, sorry. Yeah. But no. Ah, so well, but the point is, okay, they are so unreliable. Okay, so unreliable, right? The conversion is meaningless in that country. Okay, yeah. And the government right now, so like 2 years ago, they abandoned the use of local currency. I think 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I forgot. Yeah, but they abandoned the use of local currency. Uh, yeah. So 2 years ago, they started to use just U.S. dollars. Okay, but recently they had a new policy. Okay, they just abolished that policy they made 2 years ago, and they started to use Zimbabwe dollars once again. Okay, but you can tell the effectiveness of such a policy. No one care. No one cares about the policy they are having right now. Okay, people, okay, they would rather use those Zimbabwe dollars, for toilet. Okay, yeah, let's say we are lack of toilet paper right now. Okay, and all the coronavirus. Yeah, they would rather use it for toilet than using them for paying the livings. Okay, they are still using U.S. dollars even though there is a policy going on right now. Yeah, so you can see how unreliable, okay, that is for some currency when they don't have a good foundation to support them. Okay, so that's currency exchange. Okay, and we have to take a look of this. So the basic theory why the currency, the value, will go up and go down. Okay, right. So for any students here, you are not studying economics. What do you think? Why a currency, the value will go up or down? What is the major reason why the fluctuation is happening every day? So why sometimes your currency, the value is going up? Why sometimes the value is going down? What do you think? Inflation. Oh, yeah. So you see, I'm not going to explain this in detail, but don't get yeah, don't get too much connection between inflation and the currency exchange. Yeah, they are kind of related to each other, but there is another major reason for such exchange rate fluctuation. Okay, all right. And here, all right, I'm going to tell you. Okay, so right, once again, when you are talking about exchange rate, okay, so this is what you always see every day. Okay, when you go to a shop, when you go to a foreign exchange shop, there are two sets of numbers. Okay, yeah, so we have the buy rate, we have the sell rate. Okay, and yeah, we know that. Okay, so it will be good for you when you are traveling. Yeah, you know what you are doing. Okay, so the buy rate here is when the shop, when they are buying the currency, they are using this rate here. Okay, and the sell rate, of course, is when they are selling that particular currency to you, they are using this rate. Okay, so you can see they are different. They are different. Okay, usually the sell rate is always higher than buy rate. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah. So you see that. So here is if you talk about one Australian dollar here. Okay, one Australian dollar can exchange for 5.5 Hong Kong dollars. Okay, in this table right here. Okay, so this is how we see it. This is how we see it, and you can tell, right, when they are selling. Okay, when they're selling you the Australian dollars, you see here, you need more Hong Kong dollars to buy one Australian dollars. Okay, then when you are selling the Australian dollar back to the foreign exchange shop. Okay, that's how they earn the money. Okay, so when you are buying the money, when you're buying Australian dollars, okay, you have to use a high rate. Okay, let's say you immediately transfer that Australian dollar back to Hong Kong dollar, you are going to have less Hong Kong dollar afterwards. Okay, yeah, because they are using this rate here, right? Okay, so these are the difference. Okay, these are the differences. Okay, that you will see in some foreign exchange shop. Okay, all right. So make sure when you are going to travel, you know what you're doing. All right, you know what you're looking at. Okay, all right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there you go. And yeah, and the reason why, okay, there is fluctuation in exchange rate. So take a look at this. So if a lot of international businesses, okay, want to invest in Japan, what do you think will happen to the strength of the Japanese yen? Come on, very, very quick. So what do you think? There will be appreciation. Yeah, right. Okay, and that is the major reason why a currency, the value may go up. Okay, it's all because of the demand for your currency. When there is a high demand for your currency, then your currency, the value, will go up. Okay, that is the fundamental concept of exchange rate. Okay, all right. So you can see, you see, when so many investors from all over the world, okay, they want to invest in Japan. First of all, what they should do if they want to invest, you know, some money into, yeah, right, okay, yes, exactly. They have to exchange, okay, they have to convert their local currency into yen before they can invest in Japan. Okay, and if that happens, it increases the demand for Japanese yen. Okay, and that is the reason why Japanese yen is going to go up in terms of the value. Okay, in terms of the currency value. Okay, because exchange rate is about the currency value from one country, okay, to the other. Okay, right. So yeah, so there you have it. And see, number two, once again, very quickly, if the economy of Australia is unstable, what do you think will happen to Australian dollars? Yeah, of course. This time is, yeah, it is going to depreciate. But can you tell me the reason why it will depreciate? Okay, yeah, less investment, yeah, less could be less demand. Businesses, they may choose to leave. Okay, so that's very good. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah. So let us just use the one from Kenneth to talk about this. Okay. Yeah. When, yeah. So yeah, yeah. True. That is true. Right. When we have a very unstable economy, okay, the certainty from the investors and the consumers, they will become really bad. Okay, if that happens, if you are some investors in Australia, you might want to leave. You don't want to play in this game anymore. So you are just going to, yeah. Let's say you are an international firm, okay, and you see the economy in Australia is very unstable. So you decided to leave. When you are leaving, okay, let's say you go back to your home country, then you are going to transfer all the Australian dollars back to your money. And when that happens, it will make the Australian dollars depreciate. Okay, yeah, I mean the value of the Australian dollar would go down because you don't want that Australian dollars anymore. Okay, yeah. So when you don't need a currency, when everyone is throwing out that one currency, then the value of that currency will go down. Okay, yeah. When no one wants it, then the currency, the value will go down as well. Okay, so here in this case, yeah, so many different reasons in the chat box, but at the end, when no one wants a currency, then the value of that currency will go down. Okay, so there are two ways. All right, so when there is a higher demand for your currency, the value will go up. When no one wants your currency, When everyone is selling that currency out, then your currency will go down in terms of the value. Okay, so in conclusion, we can say that it really depends on the demand and supply of the currency. Okay, all right. Yeah, it really depends on the demand and supply of the currency. Okay, yeah. Of course, there are so many other reasons. Yeah, that will make the exchange rate going up and down. Okay, but this one here is the most essential factor for that. Okay, so I will give you a summary right here. Okay, so when there is an increase in demand or when there is a decrease in supplies. So here the supply, okay, you just have to think about supply is just equal to uh, selling your currency, okay, yeah, selling your currency for some other currency, okay, in exchange of other currencies, right? You have to sell your currencies in exchange of other currencies, right? Okay, so that is what supply is all about. Okay, right? And when you sell your currency, okay, less, then which means you still want the currency. Okay, yeah, there is still a certain level of attractiveness in the currency. So that's why when supply decreases, okay, your value will also increase as well. All right. So, in the opposite, okay. So think about it from the opposite perspective, right? When the demand is decreasing or when the supply is increasing, okay, supply is increasing. Yeah. When you are keep selling your currency, okay, in exchange for some other currencies, that's what we call an increase in supply. All right. So if that happens, then the value of your currency will decrease. Okay. All right. Yep. So yeah, when you think about exchange rate, always think about the demand and supply of the currency. Okay, so that's why every day there are fluctuations in all the currencies. Okay, and that is the major reason. Okay, that is the major reason. All right. Okay. Yeah. And some investors they will use this mechanism. Okay, as a tool to earn money. Okay, so this is what we call speculation, right? It's more like gambling. Okay, they are gambling whether one currency will go up or down in the near future. So they will make decisions, and when they are making their decisions, it will affect the demand and supply of those currencies. Okay, and at the end, yeah, the value of those currencies will change. Okay, so there are so many different factors affecting the exchange rate. Okay, and yeah, but the fundamental concept is just based on the demand and supply. Okay, all right, yeah, hope you understand this, right? Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. So this is all we have to know. Okay, right? But once again, if you're trying to study economics in the near future, uh, yeah, there's a lot of things going on. Okay, in this chapter, in this exchange rate chapter. Okay, it's much more complicated. Okay, yeah. All right. So and yeah, so now I think yeah you do understand the terms for exchange rate. Okay. So when we talk about when the value of one currency is going up, then we would say appreciation. Okay, appreciation. All right. Yep. And when the value of one currency is going down, then we will say it's a depreciation. Okay. Right. Appreciation, depreciation. Okay. And there are more terms when you study economics. Okay. Yeah. It's very annoying. Yeah. The economists they like to make names, and I have no idea why. It's just one simple idea. You have to give them. You have to give it like four names, or five, and they all have the same meaning. Like why are you doing this? Yeah, that's the problem you see in economics. Yeah. Okay, so there you go, right? Exchange rate. So do use the terms when you are explaining the ideas. Okay, or usually they will happen in your 2 mark questions. Okay, yeah, asking what is appreciation, so you know what that is, right? When the value of the currency is going up. Okay, and this is just the opposite. Okay, yeah. So if there is an exchange rate fluctuation, what do you think? Okay, who do you think will be affected because of that? Yeah, who do you think will be affected because of the exchange rate fluctuation? Right, businesses, consumers, governments, producers. Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So this is all. Yeah. I believe these are all the stakeholders that we need to know. Okay. So when there are exchange rate fluctuations, they will be affected. Okay. They will be affected. Right. Uh. Yeah. Yeah. And let's take a look of it, like how they are being affected. So yeah, here in this table, it becomes more complicated. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, of course, we need to know when there is exchange rate fluctuation, like how they are being affected. Okay. How the businesses they are being affected, how the country they are being affected. Okay. And we have to look at it from two sides. Okay. Yeah. From imports and from exports. Okay. Yeah. So you see, take a look at this, right? Because this chapter is such a crash course. Okay, such a crash course, right? So this is all I can do, right? Try to make summaries, get tables, right? But there are so many concepts behind them, all right? Okay, so let's say when here we have a depreciation, okay, yeah. When we have depreciation to the businesses, okay, the imports will be much more expensive. Why is that? Why is that? So when there is depreciation, why? Yeah, because your currency value, yeah, decreased. Okay, yeah, that right, that's it. Okay, so when you take a look at the second point, okay, so when your businesses, you are really relying on imported material. Okay, you are really relying on imported materials. You are going to experience higher costs. Okay, yeah, because think about this: when you always have to import materials from overseas, which means you always have to use foreign exchange, okay, to buy the materials. If you are experiencing depreciation, it's going to be bad for you, okay, because you are going to experience higher costs, okay, higher cost of production, right? Okay, so there you go. There's one box. There you go. Okay, yeah, and think about the country, right? When you have depreciation, okay, it may trigger inflationary pressure. Okay, inflation. Okay, once again, is about the general price level in your country. Okay, so you can think about this, right? When we have depreciation, yeah, we know that imports they become more expensive. So rather than buying more imports, we might buy more goods from our own country. Okay? And if that happens, it will create an increase in demand for our domestic goods and services. And we know that when the demand for the goods and services, when it is going up, then the price level will go up as well. Okay, based on what we have learned from last chapter. Okay, yeah, from last chapter, and that's why, yeah, it may trigger inflationary pressure. Okay, yeah, right. Well, no, not this one. Yeah, yeah, it's just demand pull inflation. Yeah, 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 yeah. Right, exactly. Okay, yeah, but yeah, yeah. Once again, the business students, you don't need to know what imported inflation is, what demand pull inflation is. You just need to know when the demand for goods and services in your country, okay, is getting higher, then the price level will be pull up. Okay, all right, yeah. So once again, a great example is the surgical mask that we had. Okay, there are the things going on like 3 weeks or a month ago. Okay, yeah, when the demand of those masks they are getting higher and higher. The price, you can see, okay, was getting higher and higher as well. Okay, so that's the reason. Okay, yeah. So that's all for imports. Okay, when we talk about depreciation, and think about exports. Okay, you see here, increased demand for exports as cheaper. Why is it? So here's it is saying, okay, there will be more demand for exports. Why? Why is it? Why, when we are experiencing a depreciation, there is a higher demand for exports? Yeah, because it's cheaper for other countries, right? Because when you are having depreciation, it means from the other side, okay, that country is having appreciation. Okay, yeah, right. So it's a simple concept. When you are depreciating, the other country is appreciating. Okay, right. So when they're appreciating, when they're buying your goods, okay, it's cheaper. Okay, when it's cheaper, then they will buy more. All right. So at the end, to the businesses, because of depreciation, you might earn more revenue as an exporter. Okay. All right. Yeah. So here, the second point, right? Businesses that export goods, they may experience higher sales. Okay. They may experience higher sales. All right. Okay. All right. And yeah. And when we quickly go to to the country, okay, what depreciation can affect the country, right? So you see here, the value of currency rises as greater demand. Okay. Yeah. Right. Because from here, because you see a higher demand for exports. Okay, so when those countries, they want to buy our goods, they have to convert their money into our currency. So if that is what they are doing, okay, the demand for our currency is going to go up. When the demand of our currency is going up, then the value of our currency will go up as well. Okay, based on the concept that we have learned just now, right here. Okay, when the demand of a currency increases, the value of the currency increases. Okay, yeah. So if that is the case, then you may experience higher value in your currency because of higher export. Okay, right? And because of that, right? If you still remember this term, okay, balance of payment will be better because of that. Okay, because balance of payment is about the difference between exports and imports. Okay, it's about the difference of the money inflow and the money outflow. And now, when you have more exports, so more money is coming in to your country. Okay, right? So that will make your balance of payment better. Okay, because of more exports. All right. Okay. Yeah. And yeah, so that's all for this table here. And we have another table for appreciation. Basically, it's just the opposite. Okay, it's just the opposite. All right. And yeah. So I think I'm going to finish it next week on Monday. Okay. All right. All right. So yeah. So make sure before we go, make sure you do your revision. Okay. So if we are doing any test, I'm going to start with Unit 6 first. Okay. All right. So this is Unit 6. All right. So let's go back to the folder here. Right here. Okay. Unit 6 is about globalization. This chapter here. Okay. Is about environmental and ethical issues, and also government objectives and policies. All right. If we are going to have a test, this will go first. Okay. These 3 chapters will go first. Okay. All right. So do prepare. Okay. All right. So that's all. That's all, guys. All right. So have a nice weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. All right. Okay. All right. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye.